Do it. Do it. Come on. Come on. Kill me. I'm here. Kill me. I'm here. Kill me. Come on. Kill me. I'm here. Come on. Do it now. Kill me.
What we call them, I really don't care. The Giants this year are going nowhere. And the Cowboys haven't won since Jordan and Pippen were a pair.
You are now watching a Philly Fuego production. Gracias, amigos. Fly, Eagles, fly. Welcome to the Nest Out West, where Eagles fans are always the best. I will always ride or die for this team, and when I'm gone, please bury me in green. Now I don't want to come off like I'm bragging, but I'ma bring the heat like an effing dragon. You can call me Fuego, aka Phillyzilla, coming to you like the Thriller in Manila. Lots of collabs and live streams galore. You're gonna love what I have in store. Giving you my all, I always will try. And just remember, it's fly, Eagles, fly. Yeah.
What is good? What is going on? And what is cracking? I am Philly Foothills, and I am back in the Nest Out West, where I'm trying to bring you the best when it comes to Philadelphia Eagles content on YouTube. And tonight, I got with me my boy from way back. What's going on, Lord Niner? What's Tizzy Tate? What up, my dude? How you doing, my guy?
What up? Appreciate you
Hey.
having me on the show.
Of course.
Definitely, this is an honor for me to be on the Nest Out West. Just so you know, I'm smoking on that Philly pack right now. Smoking on that Philly pack.
Put it in the air, my guy. Put it in the air. Absolutely. Enjoy it. Definitely. Take a puff for me. I'm inside, so I definitely can't put nothing up in the air right now this second, but
we smoking on Philadelphia Eagles pack this weekend. Exclusive strain. Nothing but love, though. Just joking, but nothing but love, man. Definitely appreciate
no. Yeah, of course. Yeah, we got a couple people in the chat right now. So AK Eagles of Eagles Uncensored Podcast. He said, "Yo, what's good, my guy?" Jordy Fighter's in here as well. So hey, shout out to you guys. Thank you guys for being here and joining me and my guy here. Lord Niner, gotta get used to calling you that. That's a newer name for me to call you that, definitely.
I just came up with that, man, over the past couple of days, you know.
Hey, I like it.
Feel like
I do.
You know, we're me personally, I feel like I'm 49er royalty, so call me Lord Niner.
Yeah. So before we kind of dive into the matchup this weekend, I wanted to ask you, your thoughts on your division. The NFC West. It's pretty stacked right now from what I could see, especially with the addition of Matthew Stafford. But yeah, I wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Well, I think arguably NFC West and the AFC West are the two toughest divisions in football right now. So it's going to be a dogfight. I was definitely surprised to see what Arizona did. I knew Seattle was going to be good with, Dangerous. But the way that Arizona dismantled Tennessee, shut down Derrick Henry, opened up a lot of eyes. Chandler Jones, 5 sacks. It's going to be a dogfight. And then, like you said, I haven't even mentioned Matthew Stafford. I mean, what was it? One of the greatest debuts in NFL history with a new team or something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Definitely backed up all the talk. It's going to be a dogfight, and we'll just see how it plays out. Same thing with Philly.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't think our division's nearly as competitive and nearly as talented of football teams as the NFC West is for sure. But who do you think is going to win the division? And do you think with the extra, because we have 17 games this year, so they added an extra wild card team. Do you see a possibility of 3 teams making it from the NFC West?
I'm going to go with a lot of the pundits said 3 teams out of NFC West, but I honestly, it's going to be a toss-up. It's going to be, it's 4 really good teams, and they all have the same aspirations coming out of the NFC West. But I'm going to pivot from that, and I'm going to talk about your Philadelphia Eagles.
All right,
I
let's go.
no chance of Philadelphia winning the division, but after week 1, it's Philadelphia and Dallas all the way.
Oh, and Dallas, they're dropping like flies in Dallas. I don't know if you heard, but not only is Michael Gallup out for multiple weeks, not only is what is his first name, Leal Collins, the right
Yep.
tackle, he's out for multiple weeks due to the drug suspension. But just the other day, I think it was yesterday or the day before, DeMarcus Lawrence broke his foot. Yeah, so he's out indefinitely.
Two
So they're
months.
dropping like flies. Yeah.
Well, injuries is a part of the game. You look at the 49ers roster, got a lot of injuries, and I can even go and down the laundry list for the Philadelphia Eagles. You got JJ Arcega-Whiteside, Fletcher Cox, Zach Ertz, Lane Johnson, among others, all popping up on the injury report. It's just a thing with the NFL. It's next man up. Injuries is part of the game. Guys are going to get hurt. You just hope that a lot of them aren't the long-term type of injuries, and maybe, a lot less severe, so that they can kind of push through. But it's just a part of the game, and guys got to step up and make plays.
Yeah, we both of our teams only have one guy out, and it's on the defensive side of the ball. It's what I'm looking at right now. Our safety Rodney McLeod is still out. He's not going to make the game, and it looks like your linebacker Dre Greenlaw is out with the groin, and
Yeah.
Emmanuel Mosley is doubtful.
Definitely a big loss with Dre Greenlaw. He had the pick 6, obviously, in the last game against the Lions.
Yeah,
Definitely coming into his own, and it's a tough loss. But I mean, you look at I think it's Al Shazir or Al Sharir, the number 51. Kyle Shanahan said that the best guy in the linebacker position on film for the whole game. So, we're just looking, like I said, next man up. We signed, with Emmanuel Mosley being out, and then we lost Verrett, obviously, for the rest of the year with the ACL. We signed Kirkpatrick. We had Josh Norman on the practice squad. We're going to be okay. I really like Lenore. Lockdown Lenore had one of the best preseasons at cornerback in the NFL. So, I'm just hoping that he puts takes the next step, just like Mitchell, just like, Jermichael Hasty. Those guys just need to just continue to take the next step. And the next step, they showed great, ability, great potential in the preseason. Now it's time to take the next step when the games count. So that's what I'm looking forward to is these guys stepping up and, taking season opportunities that are presented to them.
yeah, and especially with that, that younger running back room that you have now. Definitely one of my keys to victory is shutting your guys' run game down. Because if we do that, then we can pin our. It's pretty much a pretty close game plan, but even more so with the shutting down the run game for you guys than it was Atlanta. But if we shut down the run game, which I think is a good possibility because our defensive line is pretty stacked right now. We're healthy. Javon Hargrave had our defensive tackle, one of our starting defensive tackles, right next to Fletcher Cox. He had 2 sacks in the opening game, so we're definitely looking healthy on that side of the ball. But if we win the end of the trenches, we stop your guys' running game. We're definitely going to have a good chance because at that point we're going to be able to pin our ears back and get after Jimmy G.
Definitely. I think the from a 49er perspective, the unfortunate thing about all those names that I mentioned on Philadelphia is those are just names on the injury report. Pretty much all those guys are expected to play. So
those are just rest guys. Those are just rest that you saw in there. Yeah.
Veteran rest days, maintenance days. So yeah, if you guys come into the game, you guys are healthy, you guys are definitely going to try to pin your ears back. But what I think with the 49ers, what we do better than pretty much every team in the NFL is we do a lot of misdirection. We play with the eyes. We do a lot of pre-snap motion. So it's going to be tough. I think it's going to be a dogfight. The front 7 on both sides is where the game's going to be won and lost for sure.
Yeah. So do you think Raheem Mostert's played his last game as a 49er?
I was just having a conversation with some of my buddies today.
Yeah.
I think that we might have seen the last of Mostert. I mean, he pretty much had to beg and plead for that extension that he got, and I think it was like $3 million or something like that. And, the running back market these days it's just not, it's not paying. It's not the premium spot, especially with the 49ers, the way that they scheme the running game. You got 4 or 5 guys that can go for 400 plus yards a year.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just it's the next man up. And with Mostert, as great as he is, you know, you really like what you saw from Hasty in the preseason. You really like what you saw from Elijah Mitchell in week 1. We didn't even dress Trey Sermon.
Right. I mean, and he could play a factor, even though he's third on the depth chart right now. He could definitely play a factor with the amount of running backs that you guys use. You guys definitely use a stable usually.
8 to 10 Sermon guaranteed Sunday.
What'd you say? 8 to 10? 8 to 10 touches?
Whether it's receiving, running, 8 to 10 touches guaranteed. So, you know, he was up scratch week 1.
Yeah.
That just shows the depth. You know, I just like what Shanahan's doing. He's really tough to scheme with the running game, and the way that Trent Williams was just laying the freaking wood week 1. McGlinchey laying the wood. I mean, those guys put in work. So yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be a dogfight. You know, it's not going to be a cakewalk on either side. These guys are going to be going after it. You're going to see some pads popping.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And like you said, some of the matchups are going to be pretty freaking cool to watch. Like this one right here. You know, I'm really excited to see Mulata versus Bosa, because Mulata just got the bag. He literally, I don't know if you've seen that, but
I did.
He got $64 million contract, 4 years, could possibly be worth up to 80 million. So
definitely got the bag.
Howie Roseman's looking at him as our as our left tackle for a long future, and I think he's going to be. He's looking absolutely great. I mean, he's pushing guys down with one hand. He's pancaking guys on I don't know if you've seen it, but on that screen touchdown to Jalen Rieger, you go back and watch that play, dude. Mulata was out on the outside, and he literally devours a defensive back. Like, it looked like Pac-Man. It looked like it just swallowed him up, dude. It was crazy.
Yeah, I didn't catch too much Philly highlights, but I will say that Trent Williams, I believe, was PFF number 2 graded tackle in the NFL week 1. I mean, he was just every bit.
He's a left tackle or right tackle, Trent Williams?
Left side, I believe. Left side.
Okay. So it's going to be him against. That's another great matchup. Him against Josh Sweat.
Yes.
Yeah, that's going to be another great matchup. You know.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're going to see some battles. You know.
Absolutely.
I think that it's going to come down to Jimmy Garoppolo and Jalen Hurts. You know, who's going to be the guy that steps up and makes the big plays, the big splash plays. You know, I had always said Devonta Smith was the number 1 receiver coming out of college, and he showcased his skills to the T. I mean, that dude, the Slim Reaper, like you cannot guard that guy one-on-one. At some point in his career, he's going to have a guy over the top every single play.
Yeah, I mean, it's no coincidence that he caught his first touchdown on his very first catch in the NFL in the very same spot that he caught the winning touchdown in the national championship game. So that's pretty fucking cool in itself. So hell yeah, I'm excited for the Slim Reaper. He looks great. You know, it's funny because everyone kept all the doubters about him kept saying, "Oh, he's too small. He's too small." But you go past that, and what else is there? There's nothing wrong with his game, dude. He's a brilliant route runner for how young he is. His route running skills are absolutely amazing. That's how he gets open all the time. And he's got a very high football IQ. And this kid's I have a good chance he's gonna win Offensive Rookie of the Year, and he's off to a good start.
Do you remember undersized, slight build wide receiver coming out of Philadelphia that everybody said was too small?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Go ahead, refresh your nest with that name.
You're talking about Deshaun Jackson, right?
Hey, he was a killer.
Right. Absolutely.
He was a killer.
And I think Devontae Smith has got an opportunity to be even better than. To me, he's got an opportunity to be a level above Deshaun Jackson.
I love Devonta Smith, man. Devontae Smith, great wide receiver, just great ability. Like if you get past the size and you just talk about a wide receiver, like running routes and just like it's like boxing. It's like the sweet science. The guy can lose you in a phone booth. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a great wide receiver. But I mean, we both got great wide receivers because look at Debo.
Yeah, Brandon Ayuk. You guys. I mean, George Kittle. He's not a wide receiver, but I mean, he's a big part of your guys' offense.
Ayuk did
That's
get a catch week 1.
right. So yeah, definitely look for him to get in
Coach
more into
Shaun.
the mix this week.
And then, I really, 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 really like Trent Sherfield. When you got
He's
a
your
few,
rookie receiver, right? He's the one
no, no,
that.
I believe he's been in the league 3 or 4 years. He
Okay.
spent the last 2 years in Arizona. When you got a future first ballot Hall of Famer in Larry Fitzgerald saying Sherfield is the best pickup the 49ers had in the offseason, that says a lot. And the guy came out, had a great preseason. Week 1, touchdown, caught Trey Lance's first touchdown, so he's in the history books.
Yeah.
Apparently, they had a fight over the ball. Who would keep the ball?
That's pretty cool. I hope he won the battle. I hope he won the fight on that one, definitely.
No.
But
I think I watched a little interview. He said that he gave Lance the ball, but he kept the jersey. So both it's history on both sides.
Trade. Yeah, definitely. And yeah, I'm glad they were able to work something out on that. And so yeah, I was gonna, what are some of your keys to victory, do you think, for your 49ers to come out victorious? What would you say?
Win the battle up front, get pressure on Hurts, get him
Okay.
off the spot. I think the one thing that was coming into week 1 for both sides was Jimmy Garoppolo. Can he get the ball downfield? Can he not throw interceptions? I seen that, and then you see with Jalen Hurts, it was, can he stand in the pocket? Can he deliver the ball on time and not necessarily win the game with his legs? And you've seen that on both sides. So I think, coming into Sunday, we got to get you guys off the spot. We got to get Hurts off the spot. We got to force him to run, make plays with his legs, and just win the battle in trenches. I mean, these are 2 really good teams on the front 7. So I think that's where the battle's going to come down to.
Got you. So you touched on Trey Lance a little bit. So what are your thoughts on him? He obviously came in through that touchdown pass week 1. So what are your thoughts on him coming in situational plays like that?
I like it. It's working. As long as Shanahan can manage it, you don't want to get in a situation where it's like Jimmy makes a bad play and the crowd is chanting for Lance and vice versa. It was cool. It worked. But as long as Jimmy's playing good, I think it's a non-issue. I think Jimmy's going to stay in the game. He's going to seize the spot, and it's going to be tough for Lance to supplant him. I mean, Jimmy's overall win-loss record is just phenomenal. I mean, he took us to the championship in his only healthy season. So, I think all the reports of him coming in, being laser focused and playing his best ball, you saw it week 1, and we're just trying to continue that, trying to keep it going.
Yeah, I got you. So do you think there's any any key players that need to have a big game for you guys to be successful? Like who would you say we have to shut down, or who needs to perform that extra level Sunday in Philly for you guys to come out victorious?
I'm looking at that Bosa. What's his Mayada?
Yeah, Jordan Malata.
A
Yeah,
lot of Bosa. I need Bosa to win a lot of those battles. Like I said, to get pressure on Hurts. But I'm really looking to see who they start at corner. I'm thinking it's going to be Lenore, and
yeah.
you want to see what that battle's going to be. I don't think they're going to switch him sides. I think he's going to pretty much play primarily that side, the right side of the field. And so whenever Smith is over there, they're going to be going at him.
We got Quez too. We got Quez Watkins. He's a speedster, man. I don't know. So you got to worry about him too. So that's what I was going to ask you. Are you worried at all about you guys losing Verrett?
Not worried about us over the top, but I'm worried about just that one-on-one, exposing that side of the DBs. Like, I mean, you've seen it in the Detroit game. Johnson was he was on an island out there that last 8 minutes, and
Yeah,
it was cringeworthy to watch. He had nothing for him. So he's not going to be starting. I think Lenore's going to start, and we'll see if Kirkpatrick or Norman's in shape and what they do there. But yeah, we're gonna be really suspect at DB this week. So it's gonna be a good battle to watch. But we have to get pressure. If we get pressure, it takes the pressure off of them.
true. Yeah, but and you better bring it from both sides because Jalen was escaping that pressure last week. So, but I know definitely you guys got a better defense than Atlanta. So that's what I'm a little concerned about is the defensive side of the ball. You got because I know you guys are healthy on that side of the ball for the most part. Obviously, you guys got some injuries on in the secondary there, but linebackers, defensive line, you guys are pretty healthy for the most part. So
I think the only
yeah,
real major defensive line injury that we got right now is Eric Armstead with he has like an abductor injury, something with
yes,
core. So
correct.
his status for the game is questionable. But I mean, Street, Ford, Bosa. I mean, we were just everybody that we have was just playing lights out D line wise. So our four rushers should be able to get home. But Hurts is great at extending plays and getting out of the pressure. So it's going to be a tough matchup. It really is.
Yeah, he showed great poise in stepping up in the pocket, avoiding that blitz, extending the play a little bit. It's like he did it right before the half there to that touchdown pass to Goddard. That was that was a beautiful play. But yeah, I definitely one of my big keys to victory is, for us to get that running game going early, you know, get our offensive line firing off the ball, and at that point, if we get some running game going, then we attack that secondary. That's the suspect, like you said, with the injuries and
But
things like that. So
but the Atlanta game was practically like a second home game for you guys. I
yeah,
mean, the amount of national championships and SEC championship
yeah,
games
okay.
that Jalen Hurts and Smith played in that building. I mean, those guys probably got their own
Hey,
lockers in
that was
there
a
somewhere. Come on.
you're probably right about that. That was a pretty big monkey that we got off our back, though. We hadn't won in Atlanta since 2009. So Julio Jones or not, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit how bad Atlanta is going to be this year. Good teams beat up on bad teams in their house like we did. So we're off to a good start. We got to keep it going, though. It's
Eh,
one game. Not trying to get too high on this team yet because we still got. If we beat you guys, then that's definitely a big statement. Big statement.
oh, for sure. For sure. And it was and I'm actually kind of shocked at how bad Atlanta played. I wasn't expecting that with, Kyle
Our
Pitts,
our defense came to play. They had those two long
definitely.
drives in the first quarter that got the field goals, and then we pretty much locked them down after that. They didn't have anything after that. And you're right, they did look, they did look
Everybody
out of sync,
paper.
definitely. Yeah,
Everybody
I'm
looks
not
good on paper.
exactly. I mean, people and some Eagle fans are saying, they're real confident with our slot corner Avonte Maddox being able to, slow down George Kittle by himself, and I don't know if I'm that confident in that. I think he's definitely going to need some help because that's one of my keys to victory too against you guys. We cannot let that man get in open space and get those yak yards because once he gets that motor going, he's a absolute monster to bring down.
Kittle's going to get his. The thing with Kittle though is where he really kills you just as much in the receiving end, he kills you on the blocking end because now you're going up against 6 linemen instead of
Right.
5.
Right.
So he's a great blocker, and that's where he makes his money. That's where I love the way that he plays. He's so physical down there. But you're right. You're right. Kittle's going to be a huge, he's going to be a huge factor in the offense. Yeah. But both tight ends. You know what I'm saying? Ertz he's a player in it too. So yeah, I think the matchups across the board. Too. are really, really good. Like if you look, the Eagles are like the little brother to the 49ers.
For now,
For now,
until Sunday.
you know what I mean? You guys have
Yeah.
great
But
physical up
hey,
front. You know, you got good tight ends, got good wide receivers, you know, good on defense, DBs, linebackers, front seven. So it's like, it's going to be a good matchup. Like, this is a great test for us. It's not just like a great test for you guys. Whoever wins this game is going to be able to really like say, hey, we're on our shit and we're a factor this year.
yeah, I think so too. And I think it's going to be a close battle. I really do. I think it's going to come. There's probably going to be several lead changes in this game, and it's probably going to come down to the fourth quarter. Whoever plays the least mistake-free ball is probably going to win this game. And Nick Sirianni better bring his A game when it comes to coaching, because Kyle Shanahan's probably one of the best coaches that he's going to coach against this year. I have a lot of respect for Kyle. Definitely a very smart guy, and yeah, if we can beat you guys, I don't care if it's in Philly, I don't care if it's in a neutral field, I don't care where it is. We beat you guys this weekend. It's definitely a statement game for us, for sure. And likewise, like you said, because your guys going to come into Philly, and that'll be back-to-back road wins for you guys too. And yeah, you guys let Detroit back in the game a little bit last week, but you still won the game, bottom line. And I mean, really what it was is you guys just kind of took your foot off the gas a little too early.
Early in the fourth quarter, I think it was like 10 minutes to go in the game.
Yeah.
We started subbing everybody out.
Right.
Definitely took our foot off the gas.
Yeah.
But in my
It
opinion,
didn't backfire, but I mean, it was a little hairy there at the end.
I'd rather win the game that way.
Yeah.
To blow them out 41-10 or 41-17. And there's nothing to talk about on Monday other than we kicked ass. We're this, we're that, we're the greatest thing since sliced bread. No. Monday, look, we almost gave it away. This is what we did wrong. There's a whole bunch of talking points. And it's an opportunity to get better. It's an opportunity to humble yourself. It's a marathon, not a race, like Nipsey Hussle. And for sure. And yeah, I think, it's not the way you want to win, but like I said, it's something that we got things to talk about on Monday where we can improve, and we're not getting ahead of ourselves. It's week one. I'm not even panicking over Aaron Rodgers getting blown out to the Saints, although that was very surprising.
It was very, very surprising. And quite actually a few of mine that I've spoken to already about this next week's games. And we can make our predictions for this week as well. But some people that I've been talking to are actually picking the Detroit Lions to beat the Packers this week on Monday Night Football. And I'm like, dude, I understand that. Favre, I mean, not Favre, but Aaron Rodgers wants out of Green Bay more than likely. And this is going to be his last year. But no, I don't see them losing to the Lions. I will be very, very, very surprised.
It's like when you see Tiger Woods get his ass kicked on a weekend of golf, or you see Jordan lose the game. You see Tom Brady
Jeter miss a ground ball.
These are GOATs, greatest of all time we're talking about. Aaron Rodgers is going to make a statement this Sunday.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for any Detroit Lions fans because they're going to be posterized come Monday. I'm thinking 4 touchdowns. I'm starting him in every league. The guy's going to light it up.
Yeah, I don't see him going back-to-back weeks, shit in the bed like that. They looked really bad game 1, but no, I just don't see it happening. I mean, crazier things have happened, but no, I don't think so. It's one thing to come out week 1 and kind of get shocked a little bit because that Jameis Winston, that those numbers are just weird. Not even 150 yards passing and 5 touchdowns. That's really, really odd. And I think that's the first time those numbers have ever been reached in the modern Super Bowl era of football. So yeah, that doesn't happen too often, obviously.
I seen a stat with Jameis Winston. It said that one of his touchdowns traveled 50 yards in the air. And the entire time that Drew Brees was in New Orleans, he never had a touchdown pass, travel 50 yards in the air.
Wow.
Nine-
Yeah.
9,000 attempts or something like that. That's
I believe that because Drew Brees is, he didn't have the greatest deep ball, so he
right.
didn't have the best arm strength when it came to the deep ball. So
Just
yeah, that's pretty crazy.
he was accurate as hell. You know, he
Oh
never.
yeah,
But that says a lot. You know, with the talent that they have there. You know, you're not even talking about um what's his name? Gosh,
or
receiver.
you're talking about Michael Thomas?
We're not even talking about Michael Thomas. You're talking about all these other young guys. They have a lot
Yeah,
of speed. And when you got a guy that can throw the ball downfield, and you got some guys that can get downfield and stretch the defense and get behind the DBs, it's a good combination. You know, I think we're not gonna see 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions, but for sure we're gonna see, you know, close to 5,000 yards, close to 30 touchdowns from Jameis this year. I mean, the guy's got talent. He's in the right situation.
yeah, I agree with you, and I think that's what he was kind of missing. He's kind of a wild card, so to speak. So to speak. He's got the like you said, he's got the ability, he's got the athleticism. He just has to have the right coaching. He had to be on the right path, and I think he's probably getting there. I don't obviously I don't see them winning the division with with the Bucks being in the way, but
Yeah.
I think they're definitely going to be competitive this year. And I've been saying that since the offseason because I just have a lot of faith again in respect for Sean Payton. And he can a lot of times he can turn water into wine. That guy. He's very very good at what he does, especially with quarterbacks. So yeah,
Yep.
Like you said, Jameis is in a very very good situation now.
Definitely.
Definitely. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. The Birdman underscore 951. What's going on, my guy? He said the only thing Aaron Rodgers is lighting up is a joint. Hey,
Hey,
we'll see about that.
he's from Cali.
Right?
He's from Cali. He went to Berkeley. You know, hey,
Yeah, he
Nashville.
did.
It's only about 5 miles, 10 miles from there.
Right? You don't think he likes a little puff puff with his scotch.
Hey, you know,
Got to have a little something to wash it down with.
like Stephen A. And I'm really not a big Stephen A. fan, but
Yeah,
the one thing I can agree on with him is he's a bad man.
absolutely. He is, and he's going to show you guys Monday night. Definitely. I think they easily beat Detroit. Probably by. I'm saying it's going to be a big. They're going to make a statement. They're going to win by 17 points, something like that. It's going to be
I'm
like 34.
feeling
Yeah,
that.
yeah. It's going to be pretty big. Definitely pretty big win. But so you guys obviously Robert Salah moved on to become the head coach of the New York Jets. So I wanted to get your early observations on D'Amico Ryans and his version of Salah's defense. Because I know he was an in-house hire, right? So he's pretty much running the same system with his own personal tweaks here and there, right?
I like what D'Amico Ryans is doing. He's a good motivator. You know, he's got a lot of the traits that they said about Salah before Salah got his head coaching gig. And basically they're saying the same thing about Ryans is he's going to be the guy that's going to be considered, you know, for an HC job soon, you know, within the next 2 to 3 years. So, you know, I like what he's doing. I liked what the defense looked like on week one. I didn't agree with like what Shanahan said, them taking their foot off the gas. But you
Yeah,
know, I get what they're trying to do. You know, they're trying not to get guys hurt and blah blah blah. But I'm a believer that when you try to play not to get hurt, that's when you get hurt.
that's
So
right.
just
Absolutely.
go balls to the wall. You know, the scheme is great. I mean, the Greenlaw pick was just as great as that was of ability. That was totally the perfect call on that specific play. And you know, it's clicking, and it's you know the guys really, you know, play above, you know, what you expect them to play under his scheme. So you know, let's just keep it rolling. We're gonna see. You know, week one was good, but we're really gonna see what happens week two. Keep it rolling.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, to me, I think it's you guys are getting especially with the injuries you guys now have in your secondary, you guys definitely have a bigger test this week with with Hurts, in the receiving core that we have, because we have obviously, like you said, Devontae Smith. We got, like I mentioned, Quez Watkins. We also got Jalen Reagor in the slot. So, and then we got the 2 tight ends. We got Ertz and Goddard. So he definitely has weapons. We got this new kid Gainwell, running back, who is a converted receiver out of college. I'm sure you're familiar with him.
Yep.
Kenny Gainwell.
Is who gets the most touches at running back in Philly this week?
This week? Oh, it's going to be Miles. Definitely, okay. Yeah. Miles is going to have the most touches. I guarantee you he'll have over 1,000 yards from, not over 1,000, but over 100 yards from scrimmage this week. Yes.
Okay.
100 yards from scrimmage. Yeah, combined, definitely. Whether it's, it'll probably mostly be rushing, but yeah, look for Miles to have a pretty big game this week. Our offensive line is healthy, and
I think we hold you guys to under 125 yards rushing.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That I'm really, I like I said, I like our front seven, and especially against the rush, because I think our linebackers, we're great sideline to sideline guys, and it's going to be a game of out in space. Who's going to make that tackle? I'm going to bet on, and it's part of being a fan of the Niners. I'm a homer, so I'm going to bet on my guys. But I think it's really going to come down to who plays the best in space this week, because the space is going to be a premium. You know what I mean? You're not going to really see guys wide open with nobody around them, running the ball in huge holes. It's going to be who can, make the best of the little bit of a space that they get per play. Gotcha. But I think we're going to hold you to 125 rushing.
Really? Even with Jalen Hurts?
Even with Hurts.
You want to make a wager?
What are we going to do, man? Hey, do I need to wear a Philly jersey? Do I need to? I'm not getting a tattoo, so don't even think.
Way. No, I would never do something like crazy like that.
But hey, if it was the NFC Championship game, I'd be willing to do a tattoo.
What? Damn, that's crazy.
Only because, my boy, I've known you over 20 years, so I'd be willing to do it only for you.
Hey, I feel you on that. If it came down to that, we definitely could talk about something like that. Definitely, but sure. I don't know. What are you thinking? Like, we could do. Yeah, we could do like take a picture in the opposing jersey.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Or have to wear it for a day.
We'll figure it out. We don't live far from that.
Right.
Got to drive up to the Philly foothills.
Yeah.
And wear a jersey. I'll do that. The funny thing is, the last wager I had with a buddy, it was against the Cowboys a couple of years ago. I think it was like 4 years ago, maybe. And we bet, it was like $120 or something like that. And I lost. Yeah. So I went to the bank and I got all change. I got ones. I got rolls of quarters.
Damn.
Nickels. I paid them in changes, the smallest bills I possibly could find.
That's hella funny. He's like handing him a pillowcase and shit.
I'm a sore loser.
Hey, his money's money, baby. Money's money. He could always take it right back to the bank.
It all spends the same.
Exactly. So we got a Facebook user, but he said Raiders. So I think we know who that is. We know who that is. Lord Niner.
Is that Jake?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. He said gang bang Niner gang. Yeah, it's Jake.
Niner ganger. I was literally looking at that comment like, yeah, good. And then I seen it and I was like, yeah.
Right. No, yeah. No.
That's messed up. It's all good. We still love
Don't be wishing injuries on people though, man. Come on now, Jake. We know who you are. We know where you live. I like front butts. What the fuck?
Troll much lately?
Right. I'm a witness tattoo bet now. Oh yeah.
Oh shit. See?
Uh-oh.
Everything's documented these days.
Yeah, everything.
But hey, I'm real. I'm down.
Hey, if that comes to that, definitely. Like I said, we'll definitely figure something out.
Philly Foothills didn't agree to it. He's just kind of co-signing it. He's like, if it comes to that, I've already put my money where my mouth is. There's no going back.
All right, bet.
There it is. See,
Bet.
that's what I'm talking about.
You
That's
guys beat us in the NFC
That's what's
Championship,
going to be monetized.
right?
They need to know you're real.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, I'm for real, for sure. Absolutely. You guys know that. But I have no problem with that at all because if we get to an NFC Championship, you guys ain't beating us. So you're gonna get the tattoo. But I'll be with you. I'll hold your hand.
Where do we play? Where do we play?
Well, that might be dependent on who wins on Sunday.
See, you know what the crazy part is, because I think both divisions really are competitive, right? So if we both make it, are you guys winning your division?
Oh yeah, yeah,
You guys
yeah.
win your division?
I think we are. I'm pretty comfortable with that right now, especially with Dallas losing DeMarcus Lawrence for what do they say 2 months at
Yeah,
least.
8 weeks.
They don't have much depth on their defense. Their defense wasn't very good to begin with. He was pretty much one of their lone stars on defense besides Stephon Diggs' brother, or what's his name? I think it's Trayvon Diggs, the
Yeah.
corner.
Well, I
And
something about them saying that Parsons can move him to the outside linebacker to rush the quarterback, and then you got bringing Smith to play in the middle too. So uh,
I'm not sweating Parsons. I'm not sweating Michael Parsons right now.
that
They can move him to the outside. That he may be able to get some pressure on some quarterbacks, but we'll see if he can do that on a consistent basis. That's something that he really didn't do a lot of at Penn State. So,
true,
we'll see if he can adjust to that. Definitely.
right? I mean, he's just a great athlete, great linebacker. So
Oh, I agree with you. I was saying you know, um, he's a generational talent, but I think he's more of a middle linebacker to me.
for sure,
He's built for the inside.
for sure. But when you lose a guy like Lawrence, it's like you got to do something. You got to make some kind of adjustment.
Right.
It's if they're not a quarterback, you better score 50 points a game if you're a freaking Dak Prescott. The pressure on McCarthy, those guys are going to have to score all game long because they're not going to be able to stop anybody.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that their running game really didn't look that good against the Buccaneers. And I know the Buccaneers are a good run defense, but
What
I
did
mean,
Zeke have? 11 touches, something like that.
yeah, it was, and they had a prime opportunity at the very end. You have a solid run game. You're able to control the clock until pretty much the very end. Leave a few seconds on the clock, kick a field goal, and it's a wrap. You don't even give Tom Brady an opportunity to have the ball at the end there. So,
Yeah,
but
for
Zeke
sure.
wasn't able to get it done. He just wasn't. So that's the thing is Dak going to be able to continue to throw that ball that many times this year?
Yeah,
I don't know. That's
you
crazy. Dude, he threw it almost 60 times.
yeah, you don't want Dak throwing the ball 50. You don't even want him throwing the ball 40 times a game.
You really don't. You want him to have a strong running game so where he's able to feed off of that.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, if Dak is throwing the ball that many times, hey, you know, etch it in. He's going to the Pro Bowl. He's going to be all pro. He's going to break records, especially with the extra game. That's all fine and dandy. But the Dallas Cowboys are going 8-8 if Dak is throwing the ball 50 times a game. That's just what it is. They're not going to the playoffs. You guys have to, and it's going to be you guys and even though the Giants won that game, it's going to be Eagles Washington for the division if Dak is throwing the ball 50 times a game. That's not what the Dallas Cowboys are. That's not the sign of longevity for them.
The Giants lost last night. Giants didn't win shit.
That's
They
right.
haven't won anything.
That's right. They did lose that. That's right. They did lose. They
They
should have
should have won. They should have won last night. They blew that big time.
They blew it on the catch. They blew it on the damn offsides.
Yeah.
Chance on the field goal.
Yep. You don't give I don't care what kicker it is in the NFL. You don't give them 2 tries from the same spot in the same distance because they're more than likely they're not going to miss.
5 yards closer on the
right.
second.
Yeah, exactly. You're making it even closer. So it's crazy that and I don't know what's going on with Saquon, man. I think my one of my co-hosts of our East Meets West podcast that we're gonna have on tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, what's our normal night. He's been saying, and he's a big Penn State guy, so he knows a lot about Saquon. He knows a lot about Miles Sanders. He's been saying that Miles is going to end up being better than Saquon in the long run because Saquon has been used as so much in college. He's wearing out now. The injuries are starting to mount. He continues to get injured. You know, I understand he's coming back from the torn ACL and all that, but it's not looking good for Saquon because the shelf life for running backs is not very long, and I think there is a lot of wear on those tires.
Yeah, for sure. But I think he looked good yesterday. He had that good run. I think it was like 27 yards or something like that towards in the fourth quarter or the third quarter.
Yeah,
But they're
they
they're easing him. They're easing him back in.
they are.
They're protect their investment. Um,
You just
and
they're not going to win with Daniel Jones being their leading rusher. They're just not.
no, no, you're right. You're definitely
Yeah.
right. But I think at the end of the day, though, that was the game they should have won.
Oh,
You know,
absolutely.
so it's
You know,
like,
if Daniel Jones, if he doesn't, I mean, he overthrew that a touch, but also I think if it hits Slayton's hands, man, if he lays
right,
out for that a little bit more, he catches that ball.
you
You
have
got to
to
catch
catch
that ball.
the NFL 7 days a week and twice on Sunday. You
Right?
have to catch that ball.
Absolutely. And you heard it from a former wide receiver who knows how to get it done when it comes to catching the ball. So absolutely,
Yeah, I
my
mean,
guy.
it's like Washington. They're supposed to have this touted defense, and they have great players on defense, but the numbers are not backing it up. Like they've given up quite a few points over the past, the first 2 weeks of the season. It's
Yeah, I
it's
mean their secondary is definitely susceptible to being exposed, especially if they're not getting home with the front four like they weren't for the most part against the Giants. The Giants offensive line for suffering another injury and for them having a lot of rotational pieces on that line, just not really settled in with that line yet for the for this year because they've had a lot of pieces come in and out with the on the off season, but they actually played pretty damn good against that very good defensive line of the football team in Washington. So, when you don't get home with the front four, that back end gets exposed more and more. That's definitely the recipe to beat, the Washington football team because that's what Daniel Jones did. He sat back there when they didn't bring the blitz. That's pretty much the only time they were able to get to him is when they brought some extra men, on a blitz. But that front four just really didn't get home for the most part like they should be doing. Like you said, they're really kind of underperforming right now in Washington.
are you guys worried about Heineke and what he can do in Washington coming off that game? Like I didn't expect that.
I didn't either. I mean, I actually expected him to to play good enough to win the football game, and he did. He he definitely has found his favorite target in Scary Terry McLaurin, and he had a pretty big game. He had over 100 yards receiving,
He was dropping
so
times though.
he definitely was. And
Times that pass to the back of the end zone, that was a dime.
yeah, and that was great, great awareness by the receiver to get his feet down too. That was pretty awesome because he was like his body was torqued kind of awkwardly. So, a lot of times guys won't get their foot down, or get both feet down in that situation. But yeah,
But
like you said, that was a very, very good throw.
but that's what you want from a quarterback, right? You want a quarterback that's going to put the ball or put the receiver in a position to make a play. And
Right.
I seen that from Hurts. I seen that from Jimmy G. I seen that from Heineke. I seen it. I think pretty much every quarterback in both of our divisions all had quarterbacks making big plays, like really showing a lot of promise and poise early in the season. So yeah, it's gonna be really interesting watching especially getting an extra game, and seeing what the stats are going to fall out as. I think a lot of guys are going to make a lot of money when it's all said and done with these stats.
Oh yeah, yeah, because they're gonna be breaking records like it's no tomorrow, definitely. But yeah, I got a couple other people in the live stream. King Taylor, he said, "Fly Eagles fly." Thank you for being here, my dude. Appreciate you checking in. And Joe Castro of Philly the podcast. What's up, my dude? He's holding it down for Eagles Nation down there in the beautiful state of Florida. So appreciate you checking in, Joe. Appreciate you guys all for being here as well. And
I always see your people checking in, man. Definitely, you
oh,
guys,
yeah.
guys' fan base always shows out and shows up. You guys like to fight.
We're trying to
fight in Philly.
We're trying to turn
Everybody thinks
YouTube
they're
green,
Rocky
man.
Balboa in Philly. They want to knock everybody out.
Hey, we got that. We got that fight. We got that fight mentality, definitely.
Right on. I know.
Yeah, Joe said Florida ain't that beautiful. Stop telling people that. King Taylor said, "You think Devontae Smith is having a breakout game this week?" I think he's got a good chance, especially with the injuries to the 49ers secondary.
Shit, he had a breakout game week 1. He showed.
Yeah, I mean, he pretty much did. I mean, you catch a deep touchdown pass on your first catch in the NFL, and he had decent numbers. I mean, I got to pull him up real quick here. Forget his exact numbers, but yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think he definitely showed out week 1. I mean, there wasn't much I didn't like with that game. Definitely. Let's see.
I know Elijah Mitchell is 5th in the NFL in rushing. Okay.
Yeah. Tell me about him. What do you know about him?
I honestly, that was really a name that I didn't hear much of the entire preseason.
Okay.
Special teams, Hasty and oh gosh, what's the other guy's name? They were the ones that really just kind of showed up, especially Hasty in the preseason. I mean, he had
Trey Sermon, right?
Sermon, but no, it was Hasty and the
And you guys signed recently. You guys signed Kerryon Johnson to the practice squad. So I'm thinking you guys are just doing that to try to get some information out of him.
That or just just depth. We need to get, especially with losing Mostert for the rest of the year. Can't put any Mostert on that hot dog.
Right? Yeah. No Mostert, definitely. Hold the Mostert. Philly the podcast said Joe or Josh Norman should make y'all worried.
I'm not really looking to see him make a splash play. I think Lenore really put a great preseason together, and I expect the young guy to step in and make some plays.
Yeah. So Fred Warner, I want to get your thoughts on him. He's a very good linebacker for you guys. In your opinion, is he a franchise type of talent?
Warner?
Yes.
I think he is on the trajectory to Hall of Fame.
Really?
Yeah,
okay, so that pretty much answers my question right there.
He's going to be one of the great ones. He's a guy that he does everything right. You don't get those guys that off the field, on the field, they make plays. They don't get into trouble. You're not in the news. He's BYU, so he's a religious man. You know what I mean? Like, he just does everything right. And so I think he's definitely on that trajectory. And as long as he just stays on that path and just keeps playing the way he's playing, I mean, you can't deny it for, first team all pro. I mean, and if you make first team all pro, you're great.
Yeah, I agree. And so Devontae Smith's numbers from week 1 against Atlanta: 6 catches for 71 yards, 11.8 an average for and a touchdown. And I think there's a very good chance that he has a better numbers wise game than that this week.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you see 6 for 70 and just basically he had his way.
Right.
Did what he wanted. He got, he was getting in and out of his routes and just getting wide open and just getting fed. Just if they would have just keep feeding him, the numbers would have been better. But that's what you want to see from a guy that's what was his targets? You said 6 or 70. What was his targets?
It doesn't show me that on what I'm looking right now. It doesn't show me the targets, but I would say I think it was like if I'm remembering correctly, I think he had like I think it was like 8 or 9 targets. I believe it was something like that.
Oh, okay, yeah. So he's having his way.
Yeah.
8 or 9. That's what 60%, 70% catch rate. So
Right.
he's doing what he wants to do.
Yeah. Definitely. So Bosa's coming back, obviously from a pretty big injury. He struggled a little bit in Detroit. Didn't I don't think he had a sack, right? He's. Do you think it? So do you think he's got?
He had a
You think
sack.
he did have a sack?
He did have a sack. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard somebody say that he struggled. I apologize for misspeaking there, but
No.
do you think he's got? Do you think he's going to have any kind of rust factor?
I think he had a great game. He was going up against what was it?
Isn't the Slater, right? The rookie tackle for the Detroit Lions, right?
He was going up against Panay Sewell, the number 7
As well, yeah.
pick in the draft. Bosa went 3, 2 years ago? So you're going up against another top 10 draft pick. You're going up against another man, another alpha coming off an ACL.
Right.
I think he held his own. I think he had probably 5 really good plays where he got pressure, and those don't always register in the sack, in the books, but I think he had 5 really good plays where he basically beat, Sewell, and got pressure on the quarterback, and then necessarily register to a sack or incomplete or anything like that. But you're seeing him starting to kind of put it together. I mean, the year we went to the Super Bowl, he was unblockable.
Yeah.
So,
yes, he had 4. Oh yeah, I'm looking at his stat right now. He had 4 tackles in a sack.
Yeah. He had a decent game. He had like 5 really good plays.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're going up against the number 7 overall pick, and I think Sewell definitely proved why he's the number 7 overall pick. I mean, those are elite talents against each other. It's like the clash of the Titans.
I think it's going to be you're going to like it even better this week with him going against Mulata, because Jordan Mulata is he's a beast. Do you know how big this guy is? He used to play rugby, right? This guy is an absolute freak of nature. He is. I think he's 6'8". How big is Jordan Mulata exactly? Let's see.
Jordan Mulata is
6'8",
346.
That is a mountain of a man.
But tell you what,
he can move too. He played rugby. He can move, dude. This guy is like a moving house.
How quick is he?
He's pretty quick. I don't know his 40 time, but like I said, he used to play rugby. So let's see. Let me see if it says his 40 time on here.
I think they're both licking their chops. I think Bosa and Mulata are both licking their chops going, I'm going to fucking destroy this guy. I'm going to have my way on Sunday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like one of those things where it's like, dude, I'm going to have my popcorn ready. Like, I want to get this from all angles. I want to see who's going to win this battle.
Yeah. He runs a 5.1240. That was in the combine.
Hey, 346 pounds and you moving it that quick?
Right?
That's nothing to be frowned on.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that battle. My eye is going to be keen on that. I'm going to be watching that very, very closely and have an eagle eye on the Mulata Bosa matchup for sure, because that's going to be exciting to watch. It's going to be 2 of the greats against each other.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I see Delco Times, I don't know, or the Daily Times I just Googled it and it says Mulata may have his hands full with Bosa.
Hey, vice versa. Bosa might have his hands full with Mulata. That's a
Because
Mulata man right there.
two articles, two links down below that, it talks about that 64 million. They don't just throw 64 million at saying slouches.
Right.
Joe
Yeah, they really don't. And this guy, he's got a very very strong work ethic too. Because not only did he have a very, I mean, he had a pretty easy path to winning the left tackle spot because the first round draft pick that we drafted a few years ago is not panning out at all. Andre Dillard, he did not give him much competition at all, but yet Mawada continued to work after practice with some of the starting defensive guys to get extra reps in and just continue to build on his craft. And like I said, he played rugby, right? He came from Australia. So he's obviously his body is built for he's in great football shape now, but
athleticism.
he's still growing mentally in the game, because he's still learning it. He didn't play in college, he didn't play in high school, so he's still an infant when it comes to learning the game of football. So that's what I'm really excited about him because I think we've only begun to see what the greatness of Jordan Mailata.
And what do you think about Jason Kelsey and how he started the year off?
Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. I was breaking some film down on him, and there was this play where he was out in front. Uh, he was on they did a kind of a sweep play out to the right side, and he was out in front blocking, and he took out he almost took out three guys. He blocked two guys. It was just he was like tossing guys out of the way, and man, you talk about Jason Kelsey right now, and I just don't see a guy. This guy's having way too much fun, and he's still playing at too high of a level to be talking about retirement. I
For
don't.
sure.
If we turn this thing around this year and we look like we're heading in the right direction, I see him playing another year, maybe even two.
Right on.
Landon Dickerson can slide into that left guard spot next year, or even later this year, because he's already practicing fully with the team right now. So Landon Dickerson's definitely waiting in the wings. He's the lineman that we drafted from Alabama, who's had quite a few injury issues in college, but if he can stay healthy, he's going to be one hell of an offensive lineman for us. So you put this young kid Dickerson in between Jordan Mailata and Jason Kelsey. Look out, man!
For
Look
sure.
out! That's one angry side of the football.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think we had a pretty good offensive line as well going in that first game.
Yeah.
I think we were averaging like 6.6 yards a run or something like that.
Yeah.
So, like I said earlier,
do you think that's going to continue? Because I mean, I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible, but I think our defensive line's a lot better than Detroit's.
Yeah, for sure. But that style of football is all year round type of game. It's any stadium, it's any weather.
True.
And it's vice versa. It's like if you're good up front, if you're good in the trenches, it don't matter where you're at, when you're playing, who you're playing. It's going to be a dogfight, And so, I expect us to. It's not going to be coming as easy. I don't think we're going to just dominate like we did last week. Detroit's just really just not a good football team.
Yeah,
they're struggling. I feel bad for the quarterback.
Goff.
Goff, yeah, he's just you went from being in the Super Bowl and playing on a team with the number one defensive player to ever walk the earth, and just like damn,
get swapped out to a shitty ass team that's been shit for years.
Yeah, and it's snowing in the wintertime. It's cold. You're just in a shitty place,
Detroit. I mean, the city of Detroit is not a nice place to live. It's very poverty riven. So
exactly.
He's going from the LA to that. Yeah, that's pretty big slap in the face.
The Philadelphia Eagles and the Detroit Lions are two different animals. I mean, but I think we're going to still be able to run the ball, but I don't think we're going to run at 6 yards a clip. I'm hoping we're running at 7-8 yards a clip, you know. But yeah, it's just going to be a good game, you know.
Yeah.
It's going to be everything that people aren't really talking about. You know, I think people are talking about, you know, Mac Jones versus Zach Wilson and all these other games. Like, if you want to watch like smacking, you know, smash mouth football, like real trench battles, this is the game you're going to want to watch this weekend.
Yeah. And I can't wait. I can't wait to watch this game this weekend because this is going to be fun. It's going to be very, very entertaining. And I think it's going
I
to
thought you
be
were going,
what's that?
I thought you were flying to Philly to go to this game.
No, I'm going to the Chiefs game in a couple weeks. Week 4
In Philly?
in Philly. Yep.
Nice.
In Philly. We're leaving. We're leaving actually on my mom's birthday on the 30th of September. And we're gonna do a little sightseeing in Philly and then in New York before Sunday because we're gonna leave like on Thursday. Yeah, we're leaving on Thursday and we'll come back Monday. So yeah, it's gonna be nice.
Are you going to climb the stairs and
Oh
do the
yeah,
Rocky?
you know it. You know it. Yep, absolutely. Hell yeah.
Dun,
Yeah,
dun, 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 dun. Are you going to play? Are you going to have like your phone playing the music as you're running up the stairs?
probably.
I
Yeah,
need
maybe have a speaker with me.
all the way up without stopping and taking a breath or resting, all the way to the top.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get a running start and freaking run all the way up there. Definitely. Hopefully I don't. Hopefully I don't miss a step like Joe Biden.
Oh God, sleepy.
Jeez. Right? But so what do you think? I know we both think this is gonna be way closer than last week for both teams because I agree with you. It's the 49ers. I don't care Jimmy G or not. I don't care what people think about him. It doesn't really usually doesn't boil down to him as long as he can manage the game for them, and he's pretty good at that for the most part. I think this is gonna be a very, very close battle. So what do you think the score predictions for you? What do you think this game's gonna look like at the end, score prediction wise?
Score?
Yeah.
Put me on the spot, man.
I'm gonna give you mine too. Or you want me to give you
Well,
mine first? I'll give you mine first.
yeah, give me yours first.
All right. So I think it's gonna come down. I think it's probably gonna come down to a last possession. More than likely, like I said, there's probably gonna be multiple lead changes in this game. I think it's gonna be 31. I'm gonna say 31-28 Eagles. Like I said, come down probably maybe a last possession field goal.
31-28. So you're looking at 59 points.
Yep.
I'm gonna go and take it back a little bit and say 27 or 24-17 San Francisco.
Okay. Okay. Yeah,
Brandon,
because you said you guys are gonna hold us under 125 yards rushing total,
right.
right? Yeah.
Yes. So I think it's going to be 24-17 49ers.
Okay.
We're going to see Ayuk kind of come back. He's been nursing a hamstring. They've been bringing him along slowly. But I think we have 3 solid receivers with Sherfield, Ayuk, and Samuel. So, but I think your guys' defense, we're not going to just have our way like we did with Detroit. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a slugfest. I think Ayuk scores a touchdown. You don't see Samuel do too good, but I think our running game, I think we run for 2 touchdowns. Ayuk catches a touchdown, and we kick a field goal.
Okay. Okay. I think Jalen Hurts is gonna have a pretty big game. I think he's gonna have over 350 yards passing and anywhere from 50 to 100 yards rushing.
How many yards?
350 yards passing.
350?
Yeah, he's gonna drop 350 on you guys. We're gonna attack that secondary. You guys got injuries. You guys, Emmanuel
350?
Mosley's banged up too. So we're gonna be attacking those corners. Telling you. Devontae Smith's
350.
gonna have he's gonna have 4
Wait,
touchdowns, 3
trying to
passing,
see how
1
many.
rushing.
I'm trying to see how many yards. What was the score against Atlanta?
32-6.
32-6.
Yep, and
Right?
I can tell you his numbers right now. He was 27 of 35. So I think he's gonna have more passing attempts in this game than
Had
that. But I think he's gonna be like
264 yards.
I think he's gonna have like 40 attempts this game. He had 264 and 3 touchdowns
Well, I'm telling
against
you right
Atlanta.
now, if he has 40 attempts, you guys are well under 125 yards rushing. If he's throwing the ball 40 times, you guys are not running for over 100 yards, barely over 100 yards. And that's a fact, and you know it.
Yeah.
You do not
Well,
want him to throw the ball 40 times.
you're right, and I don't think it's probably not gonna take that much. And I think you probably got a good point. Sirianni will probably look to have a more balanced offense. And
Right? I mean,
yeah,
he had 35 attempts, right? But he had a really, really good completion percentage. I mean, he was throwing dimes, 20, he was throwing darts, 27 to 35.
yeah, he
3
has that's
touchdowns,
like 70. Yeah, he was like 77%. It was like one of the highest in like
7.5 throw, or average. So I mean, it's pretty good. He was pushing the ball down the field.
yeah,
350. Damn.
yeah. He's gonna get some chunk plays because I think we might take some deep shots down the field. Look for him to hit
Well,
Devontae deep or Quez deep.
Goff had 338, 340 against us, but he threw the ball almost 60 times.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
He had 57 attempts,
Good
5.9.
lord.
Yeah, 5.9 completion or average per completion. I mean, those are just dinking and dunking when you get down to it. He had a few
Yeah.
big plays. He had the 43-yarder, but he had a pick six.
Yeah, oh yeah, he did early in the game, right? Earlier in the game, he did. Yeah, definitely. And a lot of those numbers they get inflated a lot like Dax did last year because they came in garbage time when they're trying to come back from big deficits and they're throwing the ball damn near every down, So yeah, it's sometimes those numbers can be skewed.
I'm looking at rushing, trying to see what how you guys did rushing.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, I think I think we might be. I think I heard something like we're second in the league right now in rushing. I mean, it's only
yeah,
1 week though. It's like, come on, 1 week.
or
I don't take
who else?
too much off of those numbers right there.
How many receiving yards did Sanders have?
Did Miles Sanders have?
Yeah.
He had. Let me look. Let's see. His rushing was 15 rushes for 74 yards at 4.9 a
Hmm?
clip. He had 4 catches for 39 yards at almost 10 yards a clip. He's averaging almost like so every time he caught the ball, he almost got a first down.
Yeah.
Almost like 0.2 yards
Yeah.
away.
No, he was killing it. He was definitely killing it.
Yes, I mean, so it's gonna be a battle, definitely. But like I said, and coaching is gonna be a pretty big factor in this game because Kyle Shanahan knows how to make up for deficiencies on his team at times at playing, at playing to guys' strengths. So definitely look for you guys to try to control the ball with the run game, and that's one thing we can't not let you guys do. Because if we let you guys
Right.
control the ball, if we let you guys control the clock, time of possession, yeah, it's gonna definitely play in your favor. And I could see
Okay.
it the score definitely more likely like what you said. Like if you guys control the ball, if you guys have a pretty dominant run game against us, which that's gonna be interesting to see because I think especially our defensive tackles are looking to definitely get after you guys on the inside there because Cox and Javon Hargrave, that's a dangerous duo right there. But if like I said, if you guys are able to control the clock, keep our offense off the field, yeah, you could definitely hold us to 17 points. I don't I don't see that out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, it's going to be a dogfight.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I mean, so do you think that do you think they're going to bring in do you think they're going to bring in Trey Lance sometimes like on short yardage? Maybe do some quarterback sneaks, maybe some designed quarterback draws, some things like that.
For sure. He's going to get about 5 to 10 plays. Easy.
Yeah.
Some RPOs. But I think he's going to have a couple of plays where he's going to push the ball down the field. He's going to take a couple shots.
Yeah. Now I know you what was your thoughts on him going into the draft? Was he on your radar as far as a guy that you wanted the Niners to pursue?
I mean, I was Mac Jones all the way. All the way. And I think Mac Jones is going to be great, but I think Lance is definitely opening up some eyes. He didn't have a lot of reps, but he's flashing. He's showing that ability. He's showing those traits that Shanahan saw when he wanted to take RG3, and you
Yeah.
see what he did. So it's just like you just got to trust the process, and I think they're the best in the business of what they're doing right now. So.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have a very good combination of coach and GM with Shanahan and Lynch. I hold John Lynch in high regards when it comes to GMing as well, because he does a very, very good job for you guys. And I think he's been a big part of the turnaround in San Francisco,
For sure,
definitely.
for sure.
He
Hey,
knows how to draft.
I love you. I got to
Want to
get
wrap
up out
this
of
thing
here.
up? I got
I'm
you.
gonna wrap it up.
Yep.
We'll see you on Sunday.
All right.
And it was definitely an honor and a pleasure being on the Nest Out West.
Of course.
I
Anytime.
love what you're doing, man, and I'm a big fan. I'm a friend and a fan, and a definite supporter. And just keep doing great things, man, and all the best to you.
Appreciate you, Lord Niner. Definitely good talking to you, Tate, for sure. You're more than welcome to always come back on anytime. We'll do this again. We can maybe you could come back on. Maybe we can if you're free Sunday night, maybe we can do a little post
Yeah,
game talk
for
about
sure.
it. Yeah, so definitely enjoyed it. Yeah, thank you for taking the time out of your evening to come on with me and talk a little week 2 matchup between our squads here.
Definitely.
Yeah. But and thank you to everybody in the live stream. Yeah, we're gonna wrap this thing up. Definitely, we've been on for almost an hour and 20 minutes now. So thank you guys so much for being with us. But yeah, for my guy here, Niner Tate, and your boy here, Philly Foothills. Until next time, Phil Billy's Eagles Nation, my fuegoettes out there. We fly until we die. Stay mean, stay green. Thanks for viewing me on your screen. But most importantly, keep it fuego. Peace, y'all.